Hello there. I'm Keel Cerrone Beatmaker, and welcome to Lounge Ronin. All things, everything. And on this episode, we are going to conclude Super Bowl 2023 rituals. Now, if you're new to here, please hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe. And if you are watching the live stream or watching the replay, please leave a comment with your thoughts below. And in case you haven't seen part 1 and 2 and you're not interested in catching up on those two, I highly recommend you do, because it will help to really finish off part 3. And please, when you're listening to part 1 and 2, make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. So essentially, we're going to be concluding with, the first two parts were the setup and talking about Rihanna's albums and how they actually lead up to her performing at Super Bowl 2023. Sorry about that. I apologize. Without further ado, let's get into it. All right. I should have it here. Don't worry, it's nothing weird. Some kind of acupuncture machine. I know some of y'all probably saw that and are like, what is going on there? So let me jump down to part 3. Okay. Here we go. All right. Room 8. Anti-bedroom. Anti. At the end, she is ready to begin, shining her light into the infinite. Her crown is yours. The anti-bedroom. It's like the upside down version. It's located in this abyss, guarded by this militia. The room is filled with sand, equals sands of time. The twins are still there. The twins still have their childish innocence. They were shielded in their cocoon. The video finishes with Rihanna looking up at the moon. This is where the first video picks up, showing Rihanna in the palace, running through the labyrinth. The moon is relevant for several reasons. We just had the sun reference, so it's appropriate to finish with the moon for the alchemical marriage, red king and white queen. Some link the moon and eighth sphere to the lower astral realms. Some believe the moon recycles souls. Moon equals lodestone. Matrix? Moon equals goddess, moonchild, antichrist. Ask for control, surveillance, watchtowers. Ask for control, surveillance, watchers? Not all my theories, just theories that exist, and there's more. Now, I forgot to preference, this is brought to you by Cyclops, the ND Experience. If you are a Twitter user, please feel free to drop a follow and let him know that the Ronin sent you his way. 8 equals infinity. There is transcending time, the 8 moons path. Rihanna's underdeveloped inner child was still pure. We see this a lot in the programming, and I believe it's often true. Essentially, our soul is not always defined by our past actions and decisions. When we are born twice and shed our false skin, an original skin is untainted. I did mention her soul being sold, corrupted beyond repair. There's likely acts one can commit where this is the case, but I don't believe that most have reached that point. This scene may also represent Rihanna's source left of true happiness, the memories of this time before the place could, the palace could equal the mind palace technique. She's walking through her mind's palace labyrinth trying to hold on to memories. The method of Loxy is a strategy for memory enhancement, which uses visualizations of familiar spatial environments in order to enhance the recall of information. The message of Lossy is also known as the memory journey, memory palace, journey method, memory spaces, or mind palace technique. This method is a mnemonic device adapted in ancient Rome and Greek rhetorical treatises. In the anonymous rhetorical ad Heronium, Certes de Ortal, and okay, I can't. I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to get those. Many memory contest champions report using the technique to recall faces, digits, and list of words. Okay, so okay, all right, pretty much the same thing. Okay, the eighth room equals album, the hidden chakra, the final message. Falling fast backwards into deep water. As my eyes opened, I knew that I was naked, floating on the water's surface, alone with the reflections of myself. My face in deep shadows, dreams and ideas beyond limits. The future is all I have to look forward to. I turn myself inside out, only then am I whole. Clouds replace the sunlight, expanding into the darkness. The shoreline covered with night, backward strokes, deep breaths, salt air. The new era is here. My time in your world is finished, but she and I are one. You will always have me, the new eon, crowned and conquering child, the golden age of Saturn. The director, Lomi, has an album called The Golden Age. The new era is here. My time in your world is finished, but she and I are one. You will always have me. Farewell. Eon of Horus. The modern Eon of Horus is portrayed as a time of self realization, as well as a growing interest in all things spiritual, and is considered to be dominated by the principle of the child. The world of its laws is Thelma, will, which is complemented by agape, love, and its formula is abra, abrahadabra. Individuality and finding the individual's true will are the dominant aspects. Its formula is that of growth in the consciousness and love toward self-realization. Concerning the Eon of Horus, Crowley wrote, "The crowned and conquering child, who dieth not nor is reborn, but goeth radiant ever upon his way. So goeth the sun, for as it is known that night is but the shadow of the earth, so death is but the shadow of the body that veileth has light from its bearer." Heart of the Master. Okay. Interesting. Fans were awarded free concert tickets for solving the real life mystery. The story I found out about this is as sus as the videos. Well, not actually, but still. Okay, this was in 2015. Interesting. I rushed out of my work once my shift ended and ran across a rain slicked subway platform to catch the downtown train. I had no idea what I was getting myself into, but tracking down any clues about Rihanna's forthcoming album was my mission, and I was determined to succeed. With each chapter in the extensive marketing effort to promote Anti, her eighth studio album, the Barbadian hip hop artist has released an interactive online room. These rooms reveal secret codes and messages leading fans to surprises, and well, more secret codes. A set of physical rooms have popped up as well, with the latest being found in New York. Interesting. That's really strange. We were brought to a large dark room where we walked through pitch blackness as eerie noises echoed against the walls. Another woman was awaiting our group underneath a single light near the center of the space. Behind a large mammogram desk, 4 chairs were positioned across it, causing the group to hesitantly take our seats as the woman looked on. Not many make it to this level, she said, leaving her seat from behind the desk and stepping closer to our faces to inspect us. The story became clear. A company with shady practices was hiring 4 new employees to fulfill some of its most controversial jobs. We were those employees. You will now meet my fellow colleague who will show you to your first responsibility, she said, showing us the way through blue lit hallways and series of staircases. My palms were sweating. This is getting too... Oh, well. She led us to a brightly lit open doorway where we saw 4 men furiously punching away on typewriters inside a small, cramped room. Wow, they really pulled out all the stops. Man, that's... And you know what's weird about that, too? It's kind of like... It's like, it's just adding to that manufacturing of consent. Ugh. Ugh, I don't want to read any more of that creepy nonsense. But this was essentially what was built. The Oralia account. Oh my lord. And it's like... I don't know, to put yourself in a situation like that, I don't know, it's weird. I'm everywhere. I'm in the walls, around, and the shadow. Rihanna was 27 years old when this album released, the start of her Saturn return. Did her soul join the 27 Club? I want to add that much of this symbolism is what we often see, but some parts are vague and can be interpreted differently, especially since there was no dialogue. Excuse me. But the Super Bowl aligns with much of what we see here and helps paint the full picture. I'll explain more in those threads. For now, I'll be saying this story uses Rihanna's controlled rebirth for foreshadow as a microcosm of their desired global universal rebirth. End thread. Of course, leading to Saturn's cube and all her other Luciferian symbolisms, if you go back to when she first started to when she got signed to Jay-Z, it's obvious she went from innocent to demon possession. People will still say it's just edgy art. Again, excellent work. Well, ladies and gents, there you have the conclusion for the symbolisms and ritual practices within the Super Bowl. Now, the ND Experience says he's going to be doing, excuse me, more of a breakdown on what this larger, what did he say? I'll explain more in those threads. He's going to talk more about the full picture of what's going on here. And the for now, I'll finish by saying this story uses Rihanna's controlled rebirth to foreshadow as a microcosm of the desired global universal rebirth. And, you know, what I find very interesting about that statement is that it actually kind of tells you, you know, you kind of look at it around, look around you and you will kind of see what's going on, and you'll get a sense of what this agenda is entailing and what it means. And I think for a lot of people out there, it's just weird, man. It's truly weird. But it tells you everything you need to know. That's interesting. YouTube is not putting out my my notifications. How convenient. How convenient. Well, this is interesting. I'm looking forward to more of his threads, but you know, what I see kind of going on. He talks about like the 27 Club. I don't know much about the 27 Club. I'd have to look into that. But like, it just kind of reminds me of just like we're dealing with, you know, paracausal beings, and we're dealing with paracausal energy and rituals, in my personal opinion. And I think I might look more into paracausal beings and technology, mostly because I notice a lot. You know, there's this game I love, Destiny 2. Lightfall's going to be coming out next week. Very excited. But I've been noticing whether in that there's a lot of similarities between the themes and the ideas in the game, as well as what we see in a lot of these occult and ritual practices and discussions. And it's just kind of made me really think a lot about paracausal beings, because there are a lot of paracausal beings and entities and technology in that game. And I just think that there's some connections there. So I'm going to look more into that. I've also been looking into doing a live stream on Warhammer 40K and our reality. And I think that we are living in Warhammer 40K. I'm not going to jump too much into it now because I don't really have my thoughts put together about it. But I'm going to talk about that because I think there's some really interesting similarities. But yeah, I'm noticing that YouTube's not putting out notifications for my live stream. So I think they don't like what I'm talking about. But I've been good. I haven't said anything too dangerous. So I hope that maybe they'll let people know I'm out there. But I'm going to wrap it up. I wanted to just keep these short and straight to the point because, you know, they were light threads, and I think it's just like a kind of a good introduction to what we're going to learn more when the ND Experience develops more threads. But I think if you listen to part 1 and all the way to part 3 and kind of think about what's kind of going on in the world around us currently, I think you might see some similarities. I sure do. But I think it's interesting. And if you guys are enjoying these threads, please make sure if you are, you have Twitter, head over to Twitter and make sure to give him a follow and show some love. I know he will greatly appreciate it. And I'm gonna probably do another live stream. Hopefully tomorrow. Um, Definitely this weekend I'll be doing some more live streams. We'll keep going on with these themes. Maybe tomorrow I'll try to make sure I can do the FIFA and break down that. Yeah. Until then, I was thinking about maybe doing something about the Paris map. I was listening to shout out to Karen Hotep and brought that up because they were talking about Antarctica and the wall and all that fun jazz. So I got some things in my mind that I want to live stream about, and I'm gonna get back to doing the motivational videos, get those back out rolling next week. I know I haven't been doing the Monday Mindset podcast. I got to get back onto that. But I've really just been kind of focusing on doing these live streams and just getting content out there. But yeah, I know I'm talking and yapping on and not really saying much. But I hope everyone has a good week and has a wonderful weekend. And if you made it this far, please hit the like button if you haven't. Please leave a comment with your thoughts below. And if you really enjoy the content and you enjoy hearing my lovely voice, but more importantly, if you really enjoy the content, and please feel free to share this with like-minded individuals. And please, if you have any constructive criticism, it would be greatly appreciated. Please leave a comment down below. Also, if you have any ideas or thoughts or things you'd like to hear me talk about, please feel free to hit me up on Twitter, Ronin Art and Music. On Instagram, same as well, Ronin Art _music. Or leave a comment. It would be greatly appreciated. But until the next time, stay positive, stay focused, stay true,